Hey y'all, it's Natalie, and I am hopping along for the 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. I'm doing a memory dex this year of a 1 weekly card to document like a favorite photo from the week. I'm not gonna have the photo at the beginning of this video because it is in the oven. I am starting to do some sourdough. My best friend gave me some starter and she taught me how to do it. And so it is baking. And in hopes that it turns out correctly, I am making a card to show my first sourdough loaf. So I have cut out with my Cricut this cute teeny tiny little cut file from a cherry on top of the KitchenAid mixer. And I made it green, which is the exact color of my mixer. But we've really been into Wicked lately. Been watching a lot of Wicked, listening to a lot of Wicked soundtrack. So I thought it'd be fun to use a quote from a song from Wicked to be like a pun for the bread. So the quote is when Glinda says she will rise above it. You're lucky I didn't sing that. You're welcome. So I am using Rise Above It as the title on my card. So I'm going to do some ink blending on the background. We have our alphabet, we have our Glinda, and so our pink goes well with green. And I'm using 3 different colors on each side, doing ink blending with Distress Oxides, so they blend really nicely once they dry. They you can see no distinguishing line or anything, so I love that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of splatter on top to distress them and build my card on top. This is a memorydex card from a Heidi Swap die that I've had for a while. Putting together that cut file there, and the alphas that I cut, the rise were from a specialty paper that was like a iridescent, and I thought, oh, it looks just like Glinda's bubble, and so I thought that would be really perfect, and then used white glitter for the rest of the title. I am going to bring it off the page a little bit, or off the card a little bit so it sticks out, but I also want to make sure it's nice and sturdy. I'm using a really sturdy cardstock for all of these. And then, of course, when I do all of the ink blending and everything, I end up making a little bit of a mess on the back of the card, which is not normally a problem when I'm doing a layout and I put a page on the back. But for these, you actually will be able to see the back of the card. But I have a solution. I was like, well, I'll just cut another white and glue it to the back, which is great, except for then I was like, wait a minute, I don't have anywhere on my card to write what's going on here. And I was thinking, do I add a little label saying my first sourdough or something like that? And then I thought, nope, you know what? First of all, time out. These are the little clear bubbles that I have, like sequins, and I'm going to just stick them around the front of the card, and they remind me again of the bubbles that is like for Glinda, right? So anyway, when I normally do like a memory planner or something, I do a lot of stamping with a lot of my Heidi Swap stamps in it. And so I thought, why not bust those stamps out and stamp on the back of this memory card and do a little bit of journaling and say a little bit about what my favorite thing of the week was. So that is what I decided to do. So you'll see me here, I'm building a little what does she call it? A storytelling grid. And I'm going to use a bunch of different stamp sets to bring in words about bread. And again, mind you, at this point, I still haven't pulled the bread out of the oven. I haven't seen if it turns out. So I'm putting a lot of very hopeful words on here, like get in my belly, I think is one of the things, or delicious, stuff like that. So I stick with the Wicked color scheme. If you hear the heavy breathing, that's little Belle in my lap. I stick with the Wicked color scheme though. I'm doing that one fun Heidi Swap stamp that's like got the blank in between the letters, and so you can add something. So it said something about try something you're afraid of, bread. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of scientific bits, lots of things could go wrong with baking this bread. I had to significantly lower the baking time for mine. I'm probably gonna potentially lower the temperature. I don't know, I might find a different recipe next time. So lots of trial and error, but it turned out really well. You'll see me add the photo here in a minute, but I do have that little sparkly witch. I'm gonna cut her hat off because I had a lot of Glinda nods, but not a lot of alphabet nods. So I did want to add the hat. I was gonna add it to the top of the mixer. There I am crossing my fingers. The bread turns out it did. Look, there it is. I didn't want to add the hat to the top of the mixer because I thought that it could get messed up. So I put it on top of the mixing bowl. And then Lachlan informed me that is not what Elphabet's hat looks like because it has a ruffle and a ribbon. And I said, stop. Oh, my kids are obsessed with this movie, for real, for real. Um, but yeah, so I got these little die cuts. They're from the baking collection for Simple Stories, like a Christmas baking collection. But there you have it. I'm going to add this to the playlist, so feel free to hop along on the 52 Favorites playlist. There's a lot of cool videos going up today, and I hope you like my Wicked themed card. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.